Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, welcome back to your pre-market watch list here today. That being said, let's get into it. So, a couple things we're going to be keeping an eye on today going forward are probably not ANPC. The stock, so far it's moving well pre-market, but there's a good chance overall that this stock is going to end up probably crapping out by the time market open rolls around. Something that we're very interested in today is NIO. What we're looking for is NIO to essentially keep dropping. And if it falls all the way down to, say, this $46.50 mark, we're going to want to go long there. And there's a good chance we'd be taking a bigger long position at this point. And the reason we'd probably be a little comfortable taking a bigger position down here at 46.50 for a bounce is because if it fell all the way to 46.50, it would be falling all the way down to this trend. And that trend is a long-term support trend. And a lot of times when the price goes to that long-term trend, for the first time, it will usually bounce the opposite way. And since that's a long-term trend, we can see that as a strong support. So in the event somehow NIO magically falls all the way down to 46.50, we would be long bias today, big time. Is that going to happen? I have no clue. But if it does, we'll be long. And that's the thing is we don't really know if prices are always going to do what we want them to do, but we know that if in the event they do that, that would be a low risk spot. So there's no shame in just sitting back and saying, I don't know, maybe it goes up from here, maybe it goes down lower. But what I do know is if we can get to that point, that one right there, that's a low risk section and we'll go long. Okay. So we're currently watching NIO for a dip by today if in the event it gets smoked and goes all the way down to 46.50. What you've probably recognized by now is much of your electric vehicle car market is starting to fade out. Here's BLNK. BLNK is dropping like a rock. For those of you that pay attention and stay tuned on our channel, on a weekly basis, you would know that we told you that these prices are getting way overvalued and they should come down. So it's not that we're trying to make you feel like you can't go long these stocks, but we're just trying to help you understand that as soon as they get over our blue lines, we never recommend them as a long because it becomes extremely high risk to be longing in those sections, right? Look at, we're over the blue. What happened? Markets reversed back below the blue. Let's go look at Solo. Market went over the blue, market reversed back below the blue. Again, we do this all day long. We could look at all of them. AYRO up at the blue, came right back down. Okay, so it naturally happens to all of them. DPW, look at DPW. DPW over the blue, reversing back down, has yet to even get to the blue. So if you're watching DPW today, good chance you're going to see that go lower below the point of 522. So where we're at now is we're currently in a situation where the bearish traders and the sellers have control on much of the EV market currently. That's including NIO, LI, XPEV, DPW, pretty much any stock that's been running on EV related news or, whatever. They're really in control by the sellers right now. And we're in a situation where we let the sellers have their party, okay? We're just going to let them do what they want to do. And as these prices come down and get lower and lower and lower within the next couple days, they'll become better to buy, right? As they get lower, there's going to be more incentive for people to buy them. And then there's going to be more incentive for anybody who's a short seller to start exiting their position, which would come in the form of a buy. Whenever you're a short bias trader, you need to buy in order to exit. It's the opposite of being long or invested long into a stock. When you invest long or buy long, you're going to buy, and then when you exit, you're going to sell your position. When you go short, you are going to sell to open the position, and you will buy to exit the position, and you make money the further something goes down. So as all these EV stocks come down and all those shorts are making money right now, there will become a point in time where they've said to themselves, this has dropped far enough. We're probably coming into a bounce area. I'm going to start buying back this position or exiting. Inevitably, they're going to help start a bounce move. So we're in a situation where the bears control much of the EV space right now. They're all selling it down, and we're just going to have to wait for the next couple days until these things come down a little bit further and they start tagging into lower risk dip buy support levels. And then we can suggest being back long bias for 1 day or so, maybe 2 days on the EV space coming up soon. So that's really currently the position we are in. If you ask me about long trades today, possibly this YJ. Looking at this YJ, this is one that I think overall probably going to end up turning into a short move, not a long move. So that's something that we're going to be watching carefully today. And then you have that ANPC stock. This has already jumped up quite a bit. Typically when I look at the stock and typically when I see the stock move, it normally will crash pre-market. This time it actually held pre-market and it actually ended up going up a little bit. Still do not feel comfortable with it. I believe this is overall going to be a short move. So if you're watching this, do be cautious on it. I'm just going to come out and say it. I think it's a short move. I think it's going to go down. I don't think this is something you're going to want to be getting long on today by any means necessary. I just don't see it. Now, I hope I'm wrong because whatever. I hope it goes up. I hope it goes $20 up, but I just don't see it. So if you're really gearing up to focus long bias on this, be super careful, right? Even if you see one little green candle that's starting to curl and it looks good, just be very careful because it doesn't really look all that amazing, right? And if we look at the long-term chart, ready? Look at the price. That's $9 right there. Let me delete all these old ones too. Remember what I just told you about all the EVs when they get over the blue line. Look at, there's the blue line at 9:30. Put the 4-hour chart on. Where's the price? Over it. What's been happening since it got over? It's coming back down. So we're just pretty much going to tell you right now that ANPC is already overvalued. It's already overbought, and it should come down. Even if it goes up, well, actually, I hope it goes up. I hope we see a situation where it runs all the way to 12. And if it goes to 12, we're still going to tell you it's overbought. And the target will always be the blue line starting. So if this goes to $40, our target's still the blue line. If it goes to $100, right? If it went all the way up here, or if it went all the way to $100, right there, we would still tell you the target's down here. Why? Because that is trend. This is the normal trend. So if that price goes all the way to 40, target's the blue line. Goes all the way to 20, target's still the blue line. Always the blue line. All right? So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all we're going to cover here today. Just really want to get you caught up to speed on what's going on today. Again, most of the EV market is what we've been following, that a lot of people have been following. And so we just know that the sellers are in control right now. We're probably going to see a little bit of bearish activity from them. And we're not quite ready to bounce yet on some of those stocks. The last thing that I will look at before I go is going to be this NIO, just to see where it's at and how it's performing. I mean, so far it's trying to put in this bottom base, which is respectful, right? Let me show you. All right, if we kind of just take a step back, ready? You'll see that blue line. You see that little blue line there? That blue line is the long-term 9 moving average. So that is the 9-day moving average. You can see what happened, right? As the price come down into the long-term moving average, we bounced, and then we're just chopping around. So that's another important feature that we always keep on our charts is our long-term moving averages. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, everybody take care. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.